14 men, they arrive on a desert island where they must work together in order to survive, but it doesn't take long for rifts to form in the groups of strangers.
Lots of tension there. Host Bear Grylls, he joins us to share more about NBC's newest adventure reality series, The Island. Good morning, Bear.
Hi there. Hi, nice to be with you.
Great to have you.
Now, for people who aren't too familiar with this show, give us a little summary. What's it all about? Try to encapsulate it for us.
Well, it's really a study of what's happened to modern man. You know, so many people have said to me over the years, oh, you know, has modern man lost that edge and that steel? Have we become demasculated by, you know, our cell phones and Google? And so we set out to answer this question. We take 14 everyday regular Americans from all walks of life, and I give them 1 day's training and then dump them on this remote Pacific deserted island with nothing. There's no camera crews. They film everything themselves on little cameras. And they have zero contact for 1 month. Just the clothes they stand up in, no rules, no eliminations, no prizes. It's just a study of what happens, and the fallout is big. The rewards for those that endure, you know, without price really, because it's not about, you know, it's not about money. It's about something much deeper going on inside with these guys, and that transformation and proving to themselves and their families and the world that they've got that edge. You know, these guys aren't survivalists, they're just everyday people. And, you know, I'm super proud of the show. And it's having, you know, it's having quite a sort of an effect, I think, on people. But it's visceral and it's up close and it's raw.
I think it's really, really amazing. 1 day of training, and it's so true, the effect that the modernization of man has had on all of us. Now, why? That's my question. There's no winners, there's no losers, there's no money involved. Why are these men coming out to do this?
Well, it's amazing to see just how deep people dig, you know, when they're out to prove something to themselves or their loved ones or their kids or whoever it is. And every man on that island has got a real personal reason to try and dig that deep and show it. And, you know, in the training I gave them beforehand, I said, listen, you're going to go through some serious pain here. You know, they're starving, they're dehydrated, they're sleeping on the ground, they're covered in sandfly bites. This is Hell Island, really. We're talking crocodiles, snakes, scorpions, you name it. But for those that endure, when I picked them up at the end, and they certainly weren't all there, there is like a glint in their eye and a sense of pride and achievement that is hard won and money really can't buy. And we've done this show in other countries, and it's been incredibly moving seeing that transformation and what people go through. And, you know, this NBC version is exactly the same. It's been very, very powerful seeing the effect it's had on these men and them showing the world that actually modern man, you know, we've still got that great American pioneering spirit. It just sometimes gets covered over by a layer of fluff of society.
It's too much cell phones. We always have our heads down. Now, my question for you is, you're a man who's scaled Everest. You've done Antarctica expeditions. And you bring us on NBC, you bring us to these remote locations, the most beautiful sites in the world, some of the most dangerous sites in the world. If you could list maybe top 3 places you've been or adventures you've gone on, what are they?
Well, the thing is, you know, viewers' favourite's always different from mine. They like it when I'm really up to my neck, being beaten by nature. So those ones probably Siberian winter time, minus 45 degrees, freezes, your pee freezes as it hits the ground. You know, we've done the Australian desert and the Sahara in the heat of the summertime, some really hellish swamps in Indonesia and Vietnam. My favourite ones are the ones a little closer to home, but those temperate, nicer ones are few and far between. But for me, it's always a clear goal. Do the job, work hard, get home safely. I got 3 young boys. They're always a driving light for me when we're in these difficult places, and get home to them in one piece.
Mr. Bear Grylls, thank you so much for joining us. On a personal note, I have one of your Bear Grylls collection knives. It works fantastic in my garden. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Bear.
Good.
You
Nice
can catch The Island on Monday nights at 10 p.m. right here on 22 News.